All right, a little off topic before starting. I just realized that that like back then, you know, in elementary school when you used to go on those field trips or whatever, I remember going to like this haunted house, and it was like why would they bring kids to a haunted house? That's disgusting. But anyway, um, I swear there was ghosts in there too. But anyway, hello, this is my channel. I literally just said that. We're gonna be doing something called character study, and that's gonna be where we talk about the characters from my universe and show you a little bit of their lore, like part of their character and stuff, and see where they've placed themselves in the story. Now, it's not just gonna be about my characters because part of this I do want to show in the comics and have people talk about them or whatever. But I just want to like create a world so far so that people can follow it. I just cracked my knuckles. Sorry if y'all can hear that. They're like really far away. I don't know how this is picking up. But anyway, it's gonna be just that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about characters and all of that stuff. I recently uploaded a song for Descritter, the Reaper Knight and stuff, and I was gonna talk a lot about him because he's a very important character too. But before we talk about all of that, we have to talk about the beginning, and so it's it's not surprising to hear that my universe is one of those medieval fantasy sort of types. I just think it's really cool having not that many lethal weapons, sort of like Final Fantasy in a way, but less. Which I actually know what I want to do with my series. It's like there's like guns do exist, like good guns or whatever, but it's just like there's swords and axes, and people have different choices of weapon, instead of just like swords and all of that business I just said. And it's gonna be like there's magic too, but I didn't want it to just be like, oh, there's magic because yes, there's actually a reason why, and I'm gonna explain that a little later down the line. So, how everything started? Well, in my universe, let's say like in our current world, it's like the year 4000 or something, and humans have developed like a bunch of technology and all of that business. There's like new sorts of things that we probably don't even know. There's probably like flying cars. I remember that argument. There was like, oh, we're gonna have flying cars in 2025, and now all we have is like freaking AI. It's kind of whack. But anyway, so imagine that year, and then humans, there's conflict as normal, and then a big world-ending bomb goes off, and then that's literally what ends up killing all of the humans, and then that's what happens. And then later, like a thousand years later, like the world is able to rebuild itself without the humans on it and stuff, so it takes itself back like maybe tens of thousands of years. I'm not sure how long should pass, but just like a really long time. And then God comes back to the world or whatever, and he looks at his creation. He's like, what did I do? What happened? What happened? And he decides to recreate the stuff, but he takes a different approach this time. Instead of making everything himself, he makes ancients. Ancients are basically demigods of some sort. They carry the power that he specifically gave to them. So, like if he gave the fire ancient fire, if he gave the water ancient water, all of that stuff. So he makes around like a bunch of them, and they watch over the world. And he's not gonna put his hands on the creation anymore. So he creates one last creation that'll watch over everything, or it's sort of be like a god away from God while he's gone. So he creates Paintmaker, and Paintmaker is sort of the god in quote unquote of my world. And that's how that's where the religion part stands. If I ever talk about it, so that's who they're gonna be worshiping to, is Paintmaker, because he's the cool guy. And yeah, so God leaves, and so Paintmaker gets to watch the world, and everything is getting rebuilt. Humans are coming back. They're looking pretty nice, looking pretty snazzy and stuff, and is looking really good. But there's a problem. The ancients aren't technically immortal in a way. I mean, they are, but they can die from normal causes, which will call them to, well, not natural. No. They can't die from like sickness or like all of that stuff. They can only die if someone stops them from living, which is like if you stab them or something in the heart, and then the heart stops beating and stuff like that. So that's how that works. So Paintmaker's like, oh man, this is a problem. I need to create something that'll help me keep these people alive. So, and they're really important too. They keep the world in balance and all of that business. So The Paintmaker's solution, since he could create ancients, is to make an ancient that'll bring people back from the dead, which is the Necromancer Ancient. And that is Paintmaker's first not first, but he made several other creations before. But yeah, that's one of Paintmaker's creations, and that is very important. So when the Necromancer Ancient gets his job, Paintmaker's like, okay, you revive these old ancients, okay, and we're gonna be doing very good. And the Necromancer Ancient, he does his job at first, but then the power that he has, like that sort of power that Paintmaker gave to him, like he's the only person that can bring these people back, and that's his job, that's his job. So it sort of gets to his head, and he starts playing around with his power. He goes to Earth and starts reviving like dead people and animals and all of that business. And Paintmaker, he sees that, and he's like, oh no, this isn't a good sign. So he banishes him from the ancient haven, where ancients reside and stuff, like all the way in the sky. It's interesting. And the Necromancer Ancient, now that he just got banished and all of that stuff, he's like, he's not happy. He's not happy. No. So what he does next is that he goes, well, hold on. Am I forgetting something? Oh, yeah. So the reason why ancients are able to do all of this stuff is because they have magic. And they have the best form of magic, which is given to them straightly from, directly. Is straightly a word? Directly from, the source itself of magic and creation itself, the main, the main god and all of that business. And so, only ancients were supposed to have magic. Humans were never supposed to have magic, which makes this part a lot more scary. So the Necromancer Ancient, now that he's banished into the human realm, decides to take revenge on Paintmaker and go into society, disguise himself, and start teaching people about magic. And it more starts off as teaching, and then he starts forcing them to learn magic by like inputting it into their system and stuff. And sometimes they'll be able to live, but since magic is just such a new thing, a part of humanity, like it'll actually kill people if they have too much of it, or even if a little bit just touches their system, because it's violent. It's a part. It functions. It like does something to the immune system, which is how the humans begin to advance later. So now that the Necromancer Ancient has like several dark sorcerers following him and stuff, Paintmaker sees this and calls the other ancients from the ancient haven to oppose the Necromancer Ancient, basically. And they start they have like this big war and stuff. Paintmaker winning, obviously, because actually there is no real reason. He is just powerful. He's just powerful. Necromancer, you just have to show yourself at the wrong time.
What, you really thought I wasn't going to do anything after you banished me to the human world? No. I just had to leave my mark, they deserve to know magic as much as we do. Yeah. So that's exactly what I did.
Wait, you did what?
It's not going to change anything.
No.
Because it's done. I have my dark sorcerers.
No, you can't.
We're going to win, and you're going to lose, and I'm going to dance and laugh. I'm going to dance and laugh.
We're not
You're going to be dead. Yeah.
All right. Take his legs.
Wait. Excuse me. Take my what? Oh!
A suitable punishment wouldn't just be, like killing him or whatever. He's gonna make him like suffer, because that's not good. That's not good. So what he does is that he creates like this really big mountain, and then seals the Necromancer Ancient in a book, and then he seals him in a cave in the mountain and locks him with magic and stuff. And the power pouring from the Necromancer Ancient turns any surrounding animals on the mountain into monsters. So yeah, that's what goes on and stuff, and that's what keeps things in place, which is gonna come in handy later, because we're gonna talk about why certain things are important. So now we basically covered the past and everything on how humans got and learned magic and stuff, and now since Paintmaker, because since Paintmaker can't really like take the magic out of society, he begins to teach them how to use it for good, and makes the Necromancer Ancient watch as he like turns his bad deed into a good deed, and which genuinely ends up like benefiting society, and multiple years pass, and you know, well, not multiple years, that's an understatement, like thousands of years, and then we finally get to the modern day, which is like the 2000s or something of my universe, and that's when, you know, the main character is born, and then, you know, all of that stuff happens. So what did we learn? I'm bad at making stories. Yes, no, I'm joking. But I mean, if you think so, tell me in the comments. But yeah, that's basically gonna be the basis. So that's how it happens. So the magic, that's how they learn the magic, and that's how everything comes to be. So that sets the base, right? We have the reason, we have the magic in place, the magic system, and I'll get more into the magic system later, so when it's more important. Alright, so that might be it for today. I'm gonna end the video here. I don't want the video to get too long, and also hopefully you took in what you just heard, and maybe it can be applied to another video when I start talking about the actual characters. And I know I said it was supposed to be character study and we didn't even talk about any characters, but that's going to be important later. I mean, we did sort of talk about some characters, Paintmaker and the Necromancer Ancient, so we'll get into those later. But this is the start of something, so be prepared for more cool stuff to happen later, and I'll see you when I see you. So make sure to like and subscribe if you know, as long as you like what I just said here and stuff, and stay tuned for more cool stuff to happen. So I'm gonna go now. Bye, and make sure that you take care of yourself.